Hi everybody, so I finished my first playthrough playing Ninja Gaiden 4. Now in the past I actually wanted to try out some of the classic ones, so I tried I think one or two, but I didn't finish them. I just give it a try, I try many games. Not every game I kind of commit to, but I told myself, well, I'm actually quite interested because I heard Ninja Gaiden 4 is a challenging game, fast-paced combat ninja style, and I told myself, well, this is something I really want to play. And of course I saw some pre-release gameplay and it looks nice, so I decided to give it a go. Now the game starts really well, and I really like. When I first got into it, I like the environment, although it's a bit kind of generic and bland in general, but it looks okay. I mean, better than some other games that I complain about the environment looking bland. This actually looks better, and some areas look better than others. Now I played this game at the highest graphics quality, what you see here in front of you. Now in terms of weapons, you don't have a lot of weapons and you're gonna unlock them, relatively, it's kind of spread throughout the game. The thing is that this game, and I realized of course after finishing it, it really opens up once you finish the game, once you finish the story, because there are different options to play certain areas, certain section, even go to certain sections that you couldn't access to. You need certain ability in order to access it. Also some things you might have missed because there are some things moving so fast. There's sometimes even there are two options where you can even get like one item and not the other. So things like that. So it really kind of encourages you to go back and play. And after you finish the game, you'll be able to do that. Now I played the entire game on normal difficulty. Of course there's also hard difficulty, and you're gonna unlock Master Ninja difficulty after you finish the first campaign or first playthrough. And on normal difficulty, it's not hard. The game is not hard. I thought it's going to be challenging, but it's not. But still, I told myself I'm going to stay with normal throughout and see how it goes, so I can actually share with you. Because this is then the default difficulty. You can go to hero, which is lower, and there are other things that kind of allows you to, well, in quotation sheet in the settings, to make things much easier for you. So if you are more into the story, you want to enjoy the game, and not really enjoy challenging games, you can toggle this, and it's going to be even easier for you. And by that I mean, if for me it was easy, on the hero mode it's supposed to be much easier. In terms of graphics, let's put it aside. The game looks okay, not spectacular in any way, just looks okay. Visual effects are nice, level design is nice, all designed for fast-paced gameplay, so I don't really expect it to put something like Unreal Engine 5 type of environment here. But it really looks nice with the shadows, with the lighting. It looks good. It's a good looking game, but nothing more than that. In terms of gameplay mechanics, well, this is where I start feeling some issues. So there are issues when it comes to traversal. Some areas you can't access, so you kind of, when you try to roll into it or jump into it, just throws you back. And other things regarding movement and jumping and all this stuff felt a bit clunky. Same goes to locking on enemies, by the way, which also was frustrating because there are so many enemies, not like Souls-like game where you can actually lock on enemy, there are not a lot of enemies, so you can easily switch between them. Here, there can be quite a few enemies, let's say 5, 6, 7, even sometimes even more enemies on the screen, and just moving between them is very annoying. I try even to just switch to an enemy that is actually flying above me, and I just couldn't do it. So though this option is available, switching between enemies is just something that's just so annoying. I just stop doing it altogether. The thing is that we're gonna finish enemies relatively fast, but again, if I play on a harder difficulty, it might even lead to some more frustration. That's what I'm trying to say. In terms of combat in general, it felt good, very responsive. It's really, there are really cool moves with each weapons. There aren't a lot of weapons, by the way, which was frustrating. So when it comes to discovery, because you won't find lots of weapons only after certain bosses, what you're gonna find in chests is just usually just item consumables. Also other items that increase your maximum HP and some other collectibles. So basic exploration was really bad here. I didn't really enjoy this, and this is something that I really wanted to have in this game. Now the game is mostly linear. There are some off-path pathways that you can go, and it's very easy to detect which one is which, because you just press R3 on the controller and it just shows you the main path, and then you know, alright, this is not the main path, you're going to go to the other one just to explore. Of course, there are ways to find different challenges and some loot and some other objectives that you can get rewarded for. But other than that, exploration felt terrible, to be honest, and I really wanted something like that. Although most of the game is linear, I still wanted more than this. Now, all the progression comes from unlocking different abilities for your weapons, and this basically comes from weapon experience. So notice your weapons, also your character. So these are the main things that you're gonna unlock and you get excited with. But other than that, there's also some relics which are kind of passive that you can use, which you're gonna find. So these are also available as well. I think only after bosses did you finish them, I remember, but I'm not 100% sure. Now the story itself is really not interesting at all, to be honest. Really nothing. Some of the characters, voice line also feels a bit weird. Sometimes they even change. In one situation, one of the NPCs felt like kind of like so childish, but the other part felt more serious. Actually better fit for a specific character to be like that. I'm not going to spoil it here, but it felt odd and weird when it comes to voices, because one part it was like that and the other one it was slightly different. You can say maybe the story affect this, but it just felt odd. Just one note, in any time you want to change the difficulty, this is something that you can do as well. So don't worry about that. You can just choose one difficulty. If you find it like normal, for example, if you find it hard, you can change it. There's also checkpoints very close to bosses as well. Actually, you don't need even checkpoint to bosses, because once you fail, you can even start straight from the boss, which is nice. I really like that, because if I fail, I'm just going to start from the boss. I don't even to travel to the boss. I'm just going to start within the fight. And you ask, okay, what happens when I lose all my resources trying to fight? Well, that's the thing. They solved it by just giving you resources even if you fail. So if you fail and start again from the boss, you're going to get random consumables that allows you to continue the fight. Even if you fail again and again, you're going to kind of accumulate more and you can just support the fight without going back to the checkpoint. The other thing that eventually got me boring at certain point, that it just kind of copy paste from one part of the game to the other, and really doesn't really introduce something new. Also, bosses kind of degraded. You start good with bosses and then kind of degraded, and then it was actually quite epic at the end. So don't get me wrong, it's not terrible, right? But it's good, and some of the bosses are actually really good, but only a few of those. But when I came to this game, I wanted to play kind of more, a game that reminds me of the game that I used to play as a child. I didn't want to be more complex or lots of RPG elements on, although I really wanted, but this is because I'm kind of addicted to it. So although I was kind of craving for something, I was actually happy that this game is, well, what it is. So the moment I changed the state of mind, I kind of got, forgot, all right, there's no stats for the character to upgrade, not a lot of exploration, you need to find tons of items. So I was fine with that, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Not all games have to have it. And actually, just straight to the action type of gameplay without delays and without spending time in upgrading and stats and menus and creating builds, it's actually felt great because it was just straightforward to the action, and the action felt good. Now, traversal was kind of fun at the beginning, but after that, kind of a chore. I mean, it's nice. It's something is actually part of the game where you travel through kind of rails in high speed, and it actually feels good, dodging some trains and other things, and try to slide and jump above obstacles. In terms of enemies, by the way, spawning throughout the map is actually spaced very well. So there's going to be lots of action for you, so don't worry about that. Some of the combinations of enemies were designed for use for certain weapons. They can be better than others. Same goes to enemies and bosses. So they can kind of give you the option to try whatever you like, but you're going to discover yourself that some weapons can be really good against certain enemies while others don't. Or maybe I can say a group of enemies. Some have more AoE type of effect, while others are more better against single targets. So yeah, the action definitely ramp up as you progress. There are also lots of cool executions and assassinations can come behind enemies or on top of them if they don't notice you and assassinate them. There are lots of combos and you can chain even combos and lots of different moves in this game. Not that I learned everything, it's quite overwhelming. Not there are tons of them, but once you need to remember lots of them, it's not easy. So I just focus on those that I actually learned, and some of them are really, really fun. So there's one that I really like, which I can just chain the enemy, just go to the air and then throw them down on the floor, and they kind of cause an AoE damage on the ground. It was really fun. I really enjoyed that. But one thing for sure, if you master those combos, especially if you play the higher difficulties, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be much harder, it's going to be very, very satisfying. So this is a game that those who really invest into it, are fans of the game, will have a blast replaying the game, replaying bosses, learning the combos, mastering it, try the hardest difficulty, Master Ninja. So I'm pretty sure this game has lots of value, more than you can imagine, for those who are fans of the game. Or I mean, fans of the franchise. The music was, well, nice. Okay, some of the tracks actually I really liked, but nothing really to write home about. The voice lines, again, nothing special. One thing that actually annoyed me that in some fights, during the boss fight, you hear dialogue, like two other characters speaking between, having a conversation. It was so annoying because they also lowered the sound of the fight, and we just so out of place that I just don't understand why they've done that. So again, I'm not a fan of the franchise, right? I haven't played the others or invested playing. I mean, I play a few, but I haven't invested in the franchise. I can tell you that for me, from an outsider in quotation, the game was good, but not more than that. There's nothing really, I would say, memorable in this game that really blew my mind away or caused me like to just say, wow, this is amazing. Maybe just a few moments, but not more than that. For example, with Elden Ring, just for example, yeah, I was just blown away so many times, just beyond belief. Cutscenes, some of them you can see here, by the way, are designed well in terms of animations. Characters are, well, likable, but the main character is kind of, I don't know, kind of enigmatic and you know, you can't really connect with it. It's so disconnected. It's also not as cool as Ryu, but after I play with Ryu, which you can do, by the way, a bit later into the game, I kind of enjoy coming back to him. So whether it's worth your time, well, if you're not a fan of the franchise, this is something that, well, you can skip and you probably won't miss it. So if you are searching for something arcadey, kind of a ninja-style fighting game, lots of action, that's more focused on the action, like me, I think you're gonna enjoy it. So for me, it stands as a 7. It's a good game, again, for me specifically. Again, maybe if you're a big fan of the franchise, you might appreciate it even more. But definitely, I think those who are a fan of the franchise and do play to replay this game a lot and play in the hardest difficulty and learn the combos and everything, I think, especially with all the different modes that you're going to unlock later on, and ability also to play as Ryu after that, I think it's going to be a great game for the fans of the franchise. But again, I'm not a fan. I would say it like that. It's worth getting it on Game Pass. That's what I'm trying to say. I didn't get it on Steam, I'm getting it on Game Pass. And I enjoyed my time. Thanks for watching.